Reasonable versus absolute assurance, phrases that protect you. Welcome! Today we're looking at how careful wording can protect you and your organization. Assurance language sets expectations for what readers can rely on. When phrased poorly, it can sound like a promise instead of a professional judgment, which raises legal risk. The goal is to speak with confidence without claiming the impossible. Think of it like a safety dial. Turn it up enough to be useful, but not so far that it breaks. By the end, you'll know how to frame conclusions that are clear, credible, and defensible, strong enough for stakeholders, careful enough for auditors and lawyers. Absolute statements promise 100% certainty, which almost never exists in real-world systems. Red flag words include guarantee, ensure, all, never, zero, and perfect. These imply total control over variables you don't fully own: people, processes, vendors, or future events. When a claim can't be met in every scenario, it becomes an unsafe commitment. For example, "We guarantee zero downtime" invites trouble the first time a provider hiccups. Swap absolutes for grounded language that reflects evidence and reasonable expectations, while still conveying professional confidence. Aim for reasonable assurance, high confidence based on evidence, but not certainty. Phrases like, quote, reasonable, based on, and to the best of our knowledge show you've evaluated facts while recognizing limits. This framing is honest about what you can responsibly conclude given the scope, data quality, and time. It tells readers, we did thorough work, risks are low, but we won't pretend risk is zero. This balance builds trust, aligns with audit and compliance standards, and keeps your statements both useful and defendable if challenged. Notice the difference in risk and realism. Red flag. We guarantee zero errors. That's an absolute promise, and likely untrue eventually. Safer? We aim for error-free results. This sets a target without promising perfection. Safest. We provide reasonable assurance of accuracy. Here you state a strong, evidence-based conclusion, while acknowledging that small residual risk may remain. Use these tiers to edit your drafts, remove absolutes, set goals when helpful, and prefer conclusions rooted in reasonable assurance. Strong assurance statements explain the scope, evidence, and limits. First, define what you examined and when: systems, processes, periods, or locations. Second, state your methods and evidence sources: reviews, tests, samples, or third-party reports. Third, acknowledge limitations and uncertainties: sampling risk, incomplete data, evolving threats, or reliance on vendors. These elements show your conclusion is grounded in work performed, not wishful thinking. They also help readers interpret your statement correctly and reduce the chance of it being stretched beyond what you actually checked. Try these adaptable templates. Based on our review, we have reasonable assurance that this signals evidence-backed confidence. Findings are accurate as of date, given available data. You anchor your statement in time and data quality. Subject to the limitations described, we conclude that you highlight constraints while still concluding. Mix and match with specifics about scope, methods, and sources. The key is consistent, careful wording that sets fair expectations and stands up to scrutiny. See how small wording shifts change risk. Absolute. All controls are effective. This claims perfection. Reasonable. Controls are designed and operated effectively in all material respects. This focuses on what matters most. Another pair. Absolute. No defects exist. Reasonable. No material defects identified. The reasonable versions recognize practical limits, emphasize materiality, and tie conclusions to evidence. They remain strong, but they're realistic, precisely what auditors, regulators, and clients expect. Before you hit send, run this check. 1. Avoid absolutes. Guarantee, always, never, all, 0. 2. Include scope, what, where, evidence, how tested, date, as of, and limitations, what could affect results. 3. Aim for wording that is clear, cautious, and defensible, strong enough to guide decisions without implying perfection. The win? You protect credibility, manage risk, and communicate like a pro. Confident, not absolute. That's the sweet spot.